In his Sermon on the Mount, Jesus tells those who can hear him that you are the light of the world. He's hearkening back to Genesis and Abraham's calling to be a light in the world for all to see. A light that would draw people, the whole world, closer and closer to God, to be blessed. By telling the people that they are the light, Jesus is telling them that it is through them, no matter what their lot in life, that people will turn their eyes to God. After seeing their faith lived out through their good works, and in turn, they will be blessed. Jesus, at the beginning of his ministry, is encapsulating the message he will proclaim at the end. That we, the people, will be the ones to carry on Christ's work of reconciliation in the world. It will be up to us to share the good news of the kingdom for all time. And it will be us who will care for the poor and the needy. Over this last year, it is my belief that we have been a light shining for many to see. Here, now, and not just in Bellevue, but in each of the communities in which we work, we live, and we share our many blessings. How bright a light have we been? I'd like to think a pretty bright one. It wasn't all that long ago we were struggling to find a purpose. We even spent an entire Lent season asking the question, why are we here in this place? Many were growing tired of being the same ones who would come forward to do this or that. And our aging congregation was finding they were unable to do all that we did before. We knew we had a responsibility to the younger and the youth in our church and those around us, to offer them an experience of God's love in and through their lives, just as we had experienced it in and through our own. And we began looking for ways to serve God in the community that surrounds us, using the many gifts and talents we have and the ones that we were then able to muster up. We've come a long way in 8.5 years. And last year, the fruit of our labors brought forth an abundance harvest. After 4 years of offering mobile food pantries in the Bellevue area, 2 local churches and the Bellevue Public Schools expressed an interest in joining us in this ministry. And last year, with the help of a lady in another parish who is just as passionate about this ministry as we are, we were able to pull together a shared ministry that not only offered 1 pantry a month, but 2 in the local area. Our light, the light we had for all to see over the years, made our 5th year of pantries one in which we truly fed the hungry. And we more than doubled the number of people who were being fed through the Bellevue food pantry. But that's not all we did. Our donation of clothing items, toiletries, suitcases, tote bags, all sorts of things, enabled over 100 women escaping abusive relationships and sex trafficking to begin a new life. One free of abuse, one in which they feel respected, one in which they could once again find hope. Add to this the support we gave area youth through our donations to the youth emergency services, to the people of the world through our giving to Episcopal Relief and Development and the United Thank Offering, our youth mission trips to Rosebud Reservation where we serve the children of the Lakota people, our gifts offered through Toys for Tots, and the financial support we give to Sienna Francis House, Bellevue Ministerial Association, and so many others. Our parish was living into the vision we saw some 7 years ago. A vision that says we are going to make a difference in the lives of those around us, especially those who are poor and in need, both financially and spiritually. Can we do more? Of course we can, and we should. But how? By working together. There's an old saying that I heard: many hands make light work of a heavy task before us. In other words, the more volunteers we can engage, the more we can do. Gallup did a survey of churches, worshiping communities, about 10 years ago. And they discovered that communities that were engaged were communities that were thriving and growing. One reason for this, they said, was that when people are engaged, the work of the community is equally important, if not more so, than the work they did for themselves. The phrase Gallup used was that an engaged community takes ownership of the ministry it offers. It's no longer just the church's ministry, it's the people's. One benefit of engagement, Gallup said, was increased attendance at parish activities, be they outreach, be they evangelism, be they service-orientated, be it worship. And then a higher number of members pledged to support the work that they have taken ownership of. That's why I feel one of the important roles our parish leadership has is to identify ways in which we can bring together people's passions with a particular need. Because when we can do that, the possibilities are endless. Passions are what last year enabled us to reach farther into the community while taking care of some of our own needs too. Looking around, we have new windows that let the light in and the fresh air in the fall and the spring. Downstairs we've got nice bright red doors with glass in them that open up that small entry, making it feel welcoming and inviting with the bright light. We replaced the old drafty doors sitting outside my office and the chapel. This is the first winter, by the way, I haven't had to have my heater running all the time. Thank you. We beautified the property with new landscaping, hopefully making it more inviting and attractive for our neighbors. We added a fresh coat of paint to the narthex and new shelving, thanks to an Eagle project by Kyle Culp. Can we do more? You bet. How? Working together. If we have one area as a parish we could do a little bit better, it's in this area of engagement. This past year, despite all we've done, for the first time in 8 years, we saw a drop in member engagement. Despite the increasing numbers of new members, we've seen a noticeable drop and decrease in our volunteer numbers, in our annual pledges, in our attendance. And I don't really know why. Part of it may have been sabbatical. I don't know. Part of it may have been the divisiveness of the election we just went through, that somehow has fractured the cohesiveness, that sense of community we have had and enjoyed. I mean, that's why I've been talking about our unity this last month. It may also be that we've hit a little bit of a plateau, that we've done so much people are a little tired. They need a rest. Or maybe we're on a plateau because we don't know what the next step is yet. It could also be that those who are not engaged today may feel they've never been asked to be. Or they can't find a way to use their passions in the structures we have. That's why shortly after Easter this year, I'm going to lead a 15-session workshop on how to make our church more inviting. Now, this study is not just about making our community of, all of us, or even the facility, more inviting to those guests who walk through our doors, but also more inviting to those who are already here. I'm going to be looking to put together a team that provides us a cross-section of our parish community. One that will take advantage of both the generational opportunities and our differences. It means I'm looking for men, women, and youth of all ages to help us identify and take that next step of faith as a community. In our gospel today, Jesus said, "No one after lighting a lamp puts it under a bushel basket, but places it on a lampstand." Our light is lit. The question we need to answer is, how high a lampstand do we use? My prayer is that we will continue to use one that lets our light shine even deeper into the deepest corner of people's lives, eliminating the shadows that exist and drawing them closer and closer to God. Together, with God's help, we can help people meet Christ and grow in their relationship with God through our worship, our service, and our fellowship. Amen.
Amen.